What's up? It's the EGF Power Series 2022. Welcome to you. Take a seat, buckle in, and let us begin. You see the rage. You talked of it. You see the chamber. We also spoke of it as well. And I am so happy to see it's an Astra too. So we're not just speaking random words here on the cast analyst desk. We are speaking some knowledge. And hopefully these players have got a bit of a knowledge in their game plan. I see a Sova too. That's good. That's good for some intel.
Yeah, firsty on the Sova starting off with attack. That's going to be great. Owl Drone is a great way to nullify a lot of utility coming from either side, and that's why Nisei is going to lock in that Sova too. Check out those raises. Fours and Ghosty, the top fraggers on both sides, going to be so important. And Sago, going to stick with that Viper. She's been entering the bind meta pretty recently, but you can understand why. Viper's Pit can be such a useful tool, especially on B site, on an entry frag. It can be such a great tool, and a lot of teams have sort of been figuring out how to use those snake bites and poison clouds more and more often. They found more and more setups, and it's kind of crazy how Viper has sort of evolved through and become a mainstay in a lot of teams as time has gone on.
It's very true, isn't it? Because she used to be slept on. It's like, oh, Viper, what are you doing? Why are you using her? But all the changes that we've seen throughout the progression of Valorant the past couple of years have obviously seen Viper put onto the podium now, and she's got so much potential for the post plant, or obviously your smokes. But something I'm a bit curious to here: the Astra Viper, there's no healer, and I know healer's not really fully in the meta anymore, right? I know there's a mixed bag of opinions on this. Are you one to believe, Tenrek, that you need a healer, or do you believe, you know what? Click the heads, don't worry about the heals?
Well, I think the thing with healers is they can be very situational. You don't often get to focus on the healing phase because in between those fights, you have to be very quick with it. I think that both of these teams have done a lot of scouting, and I think DePaul probably understands that that maybe these fights, they're going to be quick, they're going to be short-winded, they're not going to require those little breaths between those moments in order to require healing. However, with Butler with a Sky, that regrowth could prove useful if Butler wants to change up their playstyle, maybe have a packed in attack, get a frag or two, get a trade out, then back up regrowth and have the advantage. And every cent of health counts with the pistol rounds, which is where we're starting here on Bind. No picks out yet, but Icy is looking for one with that headhunter up in showers.
Icy gave a hit for 55 there, so taking or giving some damage, I should say. See, nice here on the block as well. Quite a few College and T2 tournaments. What a beast. What a growing flame in the scene right now. Time's a ticking, and this is such a respectful first pistol round.
Everybody's keeping their space. They're scared to initiate, and there's a reason why. Icy jumps in and gets punished because he whiffs his shots. The very same can be said for Fours and Smiley. Jelly popping off with a 3K, has the solid corner peek, and no one can contest them. Jelly finishing it off with a 4K. DePaul takes that first round in a commanding style.
And there's me. There is Couple Frag. Oh, but they need a healer. No, they do not at all. They don't need a healer. Not when you're hitting these shots. I see. Noble attempts, goes for some map control twice, but not able to get it done. But Jelly hiding over at Cubby. I'm Jelly if that play, that's solid. And you need that kind of performance to start things off. What a start and pistol round. Very convincing. Going the way of that non-healer DePaul University team.
And now you found that momentum on defense, no less. You have the Marshal, you got the 4 Spectres. You can sit back, relax, and watch the sparks fly. Doesn't matter if you lose your gun here, because then you could just potentially pick up a rifle. Butler wants to make this as clean a round as possible. Hopefully maybe cut down some members for the eco, but that might not happen as Nest finds one with Icy. Nest
looking the best of the chambers so far. Nest Icy. He's straight to the grave. Some food for thought.
They're going to push through showers this time. At least to start things off. But the corners are being watched much more vigilantly here. Paul knows that Butler has nothing to lose, and they're going to go
Smiley?
A little more aggressive. But Forrest and Smiley, they do win that trade out with the classics. Jelly and Ghosty, they have the showers on lock. It's such a short channel to try and push through, and they're getting punished for it in spades.
Roomba.
Ghosty, the Roomba finds Fours, and it's just down to Firsty at a shrapnel of health. With 3 members able to back up the defense, at least he has the spike in hand, but what can he do with it? Not close to a TP. Every sightline's under watch. The round was just about guaranteed from DePaul from the get-go, but DePaul is still making it look easy even after losing 2 members.
One frag, this could be doable, but yeah, Ghosty locking it down, has the awareness. There's someone showers, they're still there, and beware, we're taking them out. 2 rounds, super convincing for DePaul. Obviously, not too much in the finances until right about now. But even saying that, I only see 2 frags. I only see 2 frags in that Butler University roster right now, and off of that, you've got 5 rifles, but I think Util, it might not be as full as capacity right now, 10.
Yeah, and Icy was relegated to light shields. You can see the lack of impact in these first 2 rounds already from Butler's Eco. Nisei gonna settle on a Bulldog here, so a bit of a force buy from the defensive side. They're looking to control every round they can as much as possible. Of course, DePaul has to understand that Butler's Eco is really unstable right now. They lose this round, sure, the bonus will be gigantic, but at the same time, they'll have to full-on reset over and over and over again. And DePaul, they'll be very comfortable with that should everything work out okay. Butler gonna split push on a B site to start things out. 4's up in hookah, but the Owl Drone might have caught them. Boombot from the TP, yeah, they absolutely know where they are at this point, but they don't know that 4 others are coming in through long. Smiley going to aggress first. Jelly's been found out by Recon and a Bird. Odin and Icy start things out. Icy with the 2K in the back corridor. And B-side, he's under the control of Butler.
Definitely is. The Butler service have arrived, and they're posturing towards what's looking like their first round hit. Let's try to do something about this. This is looking a bit messy. 3-on-1, Butler still in control, clean things up, get the dustpan and brush out, clean up the last piece of dirt, and, well, they're into the game. It's 2-1.
Yeah, that is your bonus round taken up by Butler Club. They cleaned things up really well, and that entrance on the B site was what started it all. Absolutely great control of the back end by Icy, uncontested for those few microseconds, and that caught enough connection for them to take care of that round. Only losing 2 members, so the Eco's looking really stable, all things considered. Forz and Smiley, they're a bit worse for wear, but they're still able to carry things out with their shield and their rifles. So this will be the most fully kitted round we've seen so far for both of these teams.
Great take there for Butler University. They have been getting some good picks. They just haven't been able to oh boy, the drone. I don't know if you saw that first, he get taken out of drone mode straight by a satchel. Oh no, that insult to injury, Ghosty taking out Icy or taking out Thirsty as well.
Ghosty gets so creative with those blast packs. It can be really silly sometimes, but causes an impact, does some damage, and can maybe scare the competition a little bit. I know I'd be scared if I caught a blast pack to the dome while working my Owl Drone. Paint Shells come out to draw Jelly outside of the back end of B site, but Nebula will protect the sight line. Some great use of that Astra utility. Whenever you think you might have a chance at finding somebody, they're just able to disappear yet again. B-side still appears to be where Butler wants to call home. Question is, how can they get through? No ults, but so much utility and guns at this point for DePaul. They're kitted and they're angry, and they can frag out. Ghosty finds another onto Smiley.
It's the second indeed for Ghosty. Jelly not able to be that pillar of support. We saw a pistol round here, but support is there in the form of Ghosty. Ghosty picks up 3, but it might not be enough. It's a 3 versus 1. Butler University, so much to do. 30 HP for Icy. I think this might be too tall of a glass though, and oh boy, the wall bang with the Sheriff. The upgrades come through for DePaul. 3 in the bag, the hat trick, and Butler University got sight, but they're just not able to close the door.
Yeah, DePaul just had a little too much control, and by the time the picks and trades were done, especially thanks to the early part of that game, cutting all the resources short, the remaining members of Butler, they had too many directions to look through at once. Icy's gonna drag out this tour de force now, and just about everybody on either end is either on the verge of getting an ultimate or just got it, save for poor Saga, who just unfortunately hasn't gotten on the board yet.
Hey man, I've had that half. I've seen it in pro games too, where you have like a couple of frags, maybe 0. You could be top frag. You could be top frag the next half. Tour de force, a good way of enabling that, I see. Try to do something with it. And I love that you brought that tour de force up. it is so impactful on these sort of light buys or struggle buys. Force does get the entry. You can start here for Butler University too with a Spectre.
Getting blinded out, just too many resources thrown at the wall, and it ended up sticking onto the one remaining defender. Now DePaul stuck at a deficit on the rotation, and Nest couldn't connect, and on the retreat was taken down by Force. Now a tour de force peeking down B long towards the two remaining members, avoiding the boombot to try and find the shot. Whiffs it, Ghosty can frag out. Now a 4v2, but everyone knows where the remaining two defenders are, and the Cosmic Divide is going to come up to compensate.
That is what you need. That's when you use an ultimate. Block the vision, block the sound, just block everything around. And it's forcing Ghosty into a save. There really isn't any point them going for this.
And they at least have to take their time, and Butler's not even going to let him do that with the bird out, but Ghosty can find the trade. Sago is going to retreat, though, into the TP while the spike goes off, and Butler takes their second round.
Slow and steady wins the race, and that's exactly what they're doing. Took their time, just burst out of hookah. Was with that double coming through. In fact, maybe the triple coming through for that push up and elbow with the Guardian as well. And there you have it. The fragging potential, it's there. And it's actually going to force DePaul onto tactical timeouts. So what do you think's being discussed right now? Maybe a couple of mistakes early there. They're not liking the direction of this?
Yeah, well, I mean, they just lost a thrifty round, and it was a pretty scrappy one at that. Butler didn't have much to work with, but hey, neither did DePaul. Their eco isn't looking the greatest either. I think they're absolutely discussing how much to commit to this round and how much momentum we could bring them afterwards. DePaul, they struggle to find the streaks until the later end of the game. They've been doing nothing but come back. They lost the lead in all three of the games they played against Georgetown, and they won both on comebacks. They didn't get the lead back until very late in the game. Very difficult games for them. And I doubt we're going to see anything different. Butler is just as strong an opponent, if not stronger, than Georgetown. So DePaul could be entering the very same sort of limbo where they don't exactly know how much to commit into these seesawing rounds that they're sort of encountering. No team is given such explicit advantage to the point where they can stay comfortable on their guns. Butler just won with a thrifty. Now DePaul's going to try and win with a thrifty, as they are going to force buy.
Oh, this is such a brawl. This is a semi-final. You can feel it. You can see it in the buys, the risks being taken. Risks being analysed. Fours. I do some risk analysis over here at Hookah. Has had some success there before. See. Peeling back the envelope.
Blinded.
Did a pit attempt there early on, but I see not having a killer game so far. I'd love to see a bit more from that Firecracker Jelly. Switched up position as well, but right now, just a bit of a shuffle over towards B here.
You got some ults ready to come out the second that somebody finds a frag, though. There's going to be a showstopper out when that Raze finds a kill, and the Cosmic Divide might come out late, but no, Jelly will get silenced quick. Ghosty gonna try and pick up the pieces and does find a pick-off before Odin trains it out. So Butler is still on top personnel-wise, but Forza's gonna lose the duel up in Hookah, and Nisei still has control over B-side, despite having to duel 3 other members. That's why the 2 are gonna come rotating around. The Seekers come out, though, as first he finds the pick-off, and now it's still a re-rotation over from Sago, as well as Nest, who will find 1 pick, and has to find 2 more. Finds both! And DePaul will win the thriftier round yet again. 4-2 now in favor of DePaul. They lost a lot of members there, so both of these teams, they're going to be running on empty.
They are. Great trades. Just running back on this replay here. Thank you so much, production. Great work and a nice little clutch here from Ness. Great flick to finish things up real quick with the 3K, and off you go. Nest leading the charge with the chamber, and double ult still on the table. You've got the Cosmic Divide, you've got the Hunter's Fury, DePaul and Butler have a bit of that aggressive stance suiting their attacking posture right now. They've still got that showstopper and Hunter's Fury as well. So options galore. Oh, I do see Hunter's Fury, or excuse me, a Tour de Force as well.
Oh no, Ghosty getting chased out by Forza. Showstopper, but Ghosty has the judge and has the pick off. The Tour de Force is out as well from Nest. So as thrifty around as it looks on the outside, on the inside, DePaul is
Rally
still
down.
looking to frag out. Ghosty finds one more before the Hunter's
Oh.
Fury finds Ghosty, as well as Sago. And just like that, things are equalized yet again. Now 3 members trying to push through a short, and only Nest watching from that point. Not everybody's gotten the memo from DePaul yet, so this is going to be a staggered rotation. Butler could absolutely complete on this.
Oh, look
no,
at
they're
Nest.
going
Look
to
at his crosshair
showers,
placement.
though. Might have the sideline here. They wiggle peek it. So Nest is going to have to move, but he doesn't move far until the star comes out.
Oh, that's genius. You talked of the impact of Rendezvous, Tenrek. This is a GG moment for it. Perfect position here for Nest. Perfect position here. Sees the jump peak.
30 seconds left.
Making some pot shots through the doorway. They're not risking anything. And
Icy
from Lamps is going to find Nest. That's the ghost signal for the entrance from Showers. Now a 3v2, and again, the staggered rotation, but Nisei finds the pick on Icy, can pick up a rifle now on fumes at the moment, but Jelly's in the back corner, but first he's ready with the sight line. Just down in Nisei, gets hit by a fragment of a shock bolt as well, now at 11 health as the Hunter's Fury, but not really too much of a point in using it if you're this late into the game.
Oh, the
Spike
timing!
away. Neither one is looking the right way, but Nisei on the reload is taken down. And Butler keeping things close, 4-3.
Oh, that is so tragic. That is so tragic. Such a noble attempt there from Nisei to get that flag to come through. I see so many individual plays that happen there, Tenrek, and that is the level of gaming right now in this semi-final. Killer plays for days. It's coming to you all afternoon long. What a round, and I hope to see plenty more of that. What even game. The Eco coming in here for DePaul.
It's great to see collegiate games like this. Everyone gets a chance to shine when you're in the upper echelon like this. But you know who's shining brighter than anyone else to me? Ghosty on the defense for DePaul, who is currently up to 12 kills already. Not going to find another yet, as Icy is going to find the opening frag onto the Rays. But you got to find a lot more than that to even things out, tie things up. First, he's trying to find the ult orb, and he's going to punish them with the Sheriff. This is more of a save round for DePaul. I'm not looking to take too much, but hey, a couple bodies wouldn't hurt at all. Icy finding their third, though.
Icy looking for the Eco Ace. Eco Ace is a nice little ego booster, isn't it, right? If you can do it. Icy looking to get a present here. There's the 4K. Can we see the ace? The ace is going to be offered, but Jelly takes that ace away from the Icy. Fours. Boys and ready, positioned to get that cleanup over and out. The Butler University crew come through. Clean up on aisle 3, make that aisle A, and well, they're back in business. It's 4-4.
Yeah, Smiley could be a little more aggressive with that, with the blinding. Odin's Nova Pulse wouldn't exactly scare Jelly, I think, that much, but a bird flying at your face, that allows for a couple bullets to the dome very quickly, and Butler's able to seal that round up, tie things back, and now here we are, DePaul throwing every single thing they have into the ring, all the rifles, Nest with an operator. They are giving it their all as we head into round number 9 here. Who will find the lead this time? Will Butler finally find one?
What a
Nest
flick.
is trying to deny it. There's one pick, and how do you do, sir? Good to see you. Goodbye once more. Nest finding 2 now. Nisei finding momentum with the Hunter's Fury. Will not get any damage done. That just proves even more that everybody's over on B site. Haven't rotated, though. They're confident that Nest and Jelly can hold it down, and they're doing a perfectly serviceable job so far.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure they are. Nest ain't done yet. Getting the jump peak. They see him at Cubby. No, like, heals available. No regrowth available, but Rendezvous is available. The shock dart going to hear him out, though. First, he has the positioning. That's the anchor. That's the up-down.
Yeah, he rotated back around to the front side, which is tragic just because the recon bolt was still going for the owl drone, so they still knew where Nest was. Nisei able to come in, find one, but first he trades out, finds a double frag, and knows where Sago's coming from. He's looking up at this hookah, but there's also somebody back in that shoulder. It's Ghosty who can find the head, but first he finds yet another. Ghosty can finish it off, though, but DePaul has lost so much in that round after putting their all into it. They are going to be pretty down and out eco-wise yet again. Butler making deep cuts every time they even lose a round. But yeah, wow, those flicks from Nest were gorgeous.
Some stars.
Textbook sniping, baby. And also, let's look at the scoreboard for 30-6. Ghost Ghosty, I should say, still just holding that top position. I don't want to say it's a carry necessarily, because there's such a team effort going on here for DePaul. Their whole act, their whole play as a roster is so team orientated. And saying that without heals goes very far, very, very far for the team. Butler trying to press that hookah. Very, very certain that B's their site. Hey, Tenrek?
I mean, with Ness killing Icy in a Viper's Pit on short, you want to approach B's side first, but after getting denied on both ends and Nisei super far up this hookah, I mean, this hybrid round is already looking super dangerous. I mean, what did I tell you? You know, all of these rounds, they're going to be a little unorthodox, and a lot of teams, they're not going to have many credits left because most of these rounds, they're going to be bloodbaths. Everyone so good at what they do, and yet DePaul is causing more damage at the moment with what they are running on, thanks to the rotation of their utility. And this Viper's Pit is also wasting so much time at this point. Nisei holding down path to hookah as well. Everything is locked in. Butler is boxed inside this tiny microcosm, and they are going to have so much trouble either getting out of it or riding through it. They have to make a choice, though.
Yeah, time's ticking. You got 30 seconds. Do you ride the storm? Do you go through the eye of the storm, through the belly of the beast, or do you rotate? 28 seconds. They've got to make a choice.
One's going to rotate Smiley on the long, and Nisei has to switch off the judge and still finds the pick on to Smiley? Are you kidding me? First, he could trade it out, and it means it's going to be a split push for now, but there's only 10 seconds remaining. Yeah, they have to at least try and find some frags. There's no way they're going to get this spike down in time. And I don't know if Odin's even going to find a pick off, because Sago's not going to go anywhere. Yeah, they're just going to lurk here and let DePaul have this round in favor of keeping what guns they have left. They know when they're beat, and DePaul, they just beat. They just beat. Now 6-4.
Throw in the towel, take those weapons into that next round, and
I don't know what that was.
I have, you know what? I'm going to ignore that. I didn't see that. I saw a shotgun. I saw a classic kill. I'm just going to pretend that was just a classic. That's the thing when you got a judge. It's so difficult. It's so difficult to get that range shot, especially after those judge changes, man. Absolutely useless at the distance. But I tell you, the classic's free, and that's exactly what we like to see there from Nisei.
Yeah, can we get some sympathy for judge players in chat, guys? All the sympathy for the judge players.
Rest in peace.
They have it really hard, you guys. So hard. TP, the Boombot, Icy, getting a little spooked there as they approach through hookah. That just means that there's a little bit of information going Ghosty's way. Seekers and Hunter's Fury already out from the attackers. Butler's looking to make sure that they can find the momentum to a 6-6, and that's a great start. Force finding the pickoff on a Jelly, and everybody in the back shoulder is intimidated right now to walk through. The Cosmic Divide not really doing too much as of yet, because everybody's already walked through it.
Oh my goodness!
You don't see that in the kill feed too often. A Trailblazer kill on a Sago. And that's a flawless round 11 for Butler University. They pushed right through. Very aggressive from them. Well done. They seal that 5th round on the board.
Oh, you read my mind. You absolutely read my mind. I'm like, I think that was Trailblazer that just took out a play. Yes, it was.
Yeah, final blow. How
well.
Crazy is that? You forget a little bit that thing does some damage.
Yeah, it's very small amount of damage, but that shows the impact that Butler University are having in the later chapter of this first half. Super impactful. Healers even doing the damage as well.
For sure. And we've seen this kind of thing before. Butler, they are no holds barred for their attacks in the quarterfinals matchup. They basically just were always on go mode, always at 100% overdrive. They approached and they tried to frag out, but that might not work out for round 12. Ghosty with a 2K before getting traded out, and Nest has that op back online. This is a pretty straightforward round for DePaul. Just one more on the Firsty, and that's going to be a 7-5 lead.
Tour de Force is out for the style points. Firsty. So many TYs. My mind around these. So much to do to get to that first place, to get that gold medal. I think DePaul are going to be giving it away for free either. Oh, so far back. So much to do. And this is the flashback just a couple of rounds ago where there's that Viper's Pit. You don't see the Viper's Pit now, but Firsty still approaching it like there is a Viper's Pit. Tour de Force taking out the equation.
And then the immediate TP. Firsty is playing this beautifully. Butler knows that they have time to burn with this. But, oh, I don't know. Firsty doesn't know that there's somebody waiting for him over on point B, and it's going to take some damage for it. Now, Sago's going to be prepped in the back shoulder, but first he finds the frag, bluffs the spike plant. Do we see another kill? No. Nisei can end the reign of terror from Firsty. And going into the second half, DePaul has the lead. You know what? It's funny. DePaul was losing 7-5 after every single half in all 3 of their quarterfinals matches against Georgetown, and now they're the ones with the 7-5 lead. How fortuitous.
For Butler as well, I mean, to how things started out, I think they should be happy with that half. I think they should be really happy. Stats on these maps in Valorant are... I still think you should take it with a pinch of salt. I believe this map, I'm going to double check for my facts with regards to the attacker side, defender side. I think it's your team sided. It depends on your kind of roster, on your composition. And right now, these compositions, they are so even. And that whole healer versus no healer debacle, I don't really think it's a factor here. Such even teams, whatever agents they have right now.
Yeah, that's the thing, is they've cut short Sago very quickly to make sure that that Viper utility gap doesn't really show too much between Butler and DePaul. That Viper's Pit has really only made much of an impact once, because I think that Sago has only gotten 1 Viper's Pit up so far. They've just killed them so quickly, consistently, so been really helpful to keep that Sky versus the Viper gap pretty open-ended. Ghosty, the first to approach with the paint shells through the hookah, and Nest will be the first to find a kill, finds 2, but 4's gonna retaliate with 2 of their own with the help of the paint shells themselves from that back line in the middle of B site. Just like that, the push onto B site is completely stopped, but Sago, in the meanwhile, has taken up a pretty solid pot shot spot on the back of A site. Whiffs the classic right click, though. Nice, you can cut them short. Now a 2v3 on the attack, and DePaul is still a little late to the party.
There they are. The invite went out hours ago. They're going to miss out on the show.
They didn't RSVP.
Oh, they didn't, mate. They didn't at all. You read my mind. Just what I was about to say. Jelly, try to do something with a classic, but nothing is going to be able to be busted. A little bit of bloodshed, but no one is to fall. DePaul, 1 in the lead now. Butler University, they are chasing. Oh, and they want to get back in charge.
Yeah, defense, they won the pistol round yet again, and with a solid amount of resources to spare, you know, when you can't buy that much utility, when you can't buy a good gun, then rotations seem more difficult on the attacking side, and the defenders, they can take their sweet time. They can, you know, they can stay comfortable with staggering, because, hey, 1 shot probably will not kill you. Butler taking pride in that comfort, and now rocking quintuple Spectres on this defense. Will it prove as effective a second round as it did for DePaul? I'd say probably.
Spectre post change, Tenreg? Are you a fan? Are you like, nah, man,
Absolutely.
don't pick it up?
No, I think Spectre's still a really great gun. I love it.
Viable.
I absolutely love the Spectre, and Odin does too, as it finds the first pick on Sago once again.
So, even though there was like a lot of Spectres here, there's been a lot of casualties. The casualties continue. Jelly making Butler jelly with the classic skills here of DePaul.
Yeah, still a lot of bloodshed coming through from DePaul, and that's exactly what you want. It's going to make that full buy that much more impactful against Butler come round 4. DePaul knows they're going to clutch out this bonus, but if they reverse this here, if they get this break point, then that is going to be absolutely huge for the momentum of this half. Nest whiffing the headhunter shot. Odin swung a little wide.
Flank,
it's going to take some damage because of it, but yeah, they're all around this elbow, and Icy and Odin, they don't know it. They're going to go back in the tree and find Nest, but does that provide enough time for DePaul to come back around and stop the defenders? Odin swings wide again and finds Ghosty. Icy does the same. Butler, the 2v2, they win it very clean. And Butler will tie things up 7-7. The second round momentum does indeed go their way.
Very well earned. Very, very well earned there for Butler University. Keeping their mental crisp, keeping it clean on this Saturday. And a lot of pressure for this semi-final. They're handling it very well, though. Composed as ever. Neck and neck we will be, as the checkered flag is still for both teams to see the distance. Best of 3 for both teams and all, right? So if this does not go your favor, no worries. You got a chance for the reset. But I see some full-blown rifles here for DePaul.
Firsty now shining the brightest, though, with a 17-10 KDA at the moment. But the bonus is for DePaul, and so Ghosty's looking to catch up, make up for lost ground, and with rifles on attack on bind, you can certainly do that. With a guy like Ghosty behind the wheel, I wouldn't be more confident that first he still has some competition for the top frag spot. Whereas that defense so tight-knit and very stacked on A site at the moment. Icy could get out any time, though, so it's practically a 3-2 rather than a 4-1 if you really want to. Icy could just go any which way, and that's why he's the one wiggle peeking, because he can just get out of jail for free. Two members of Butler going to rotate around. DePaul is taking too much time, and that's the solid bluff that they need. The spike is still over on A short. This Owl Drone is going to sell the story even more. 50 seconds left. DePaul still, by all means, has all the time in the world.
I'm a bit concerned here for DePaul because they've only got a first blood here. They've got very little information. Sure, you mentioned the drone, the Roomba, the Boombot coming up to try and gain some territory control as well. Ghosty does get the pick late. A trade comes through, 4-4.
30 seconds left.
And that's the signal for the A attack to really start. Despite the fact that Nest is down, Spike will be planted pretty plainly right behind that truck. As always, classic spot. Aldron comes up and sees Jelly, but I think Ghosty is still hidden to the wayside. Sago also watching Lamps, where two members are a bit stuck right now, but that's what stuff like a recon bolt is for, and Sago's going to be stuck tracking that. Has a little bit of trouble on the double bounce, and that opens the door for Firsty to find the kill onto Ghosty from a ways back.
Right.
Sago getting over aggressed, but Jelly and Nisei are there with the backup. Nisei behind Sago, and Jelly still to that wayside. 8-7, DePaul does find the bonus.
Indeed. Nothing too crazy to write home about. A couple of well-structured, good crosshair placement frags, and everything headshots, by the way, for the likes of DePaul. So they've been in the labs. They've been in the range, practicing their aim. The full buyer coming in somewhat here for the likes of Butler University. And I see a tour de force as well in the hands of Icy.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. That shorty isn't going to stay around for long. It's a compensatory gun. DePaul, they kept enough members to keep it almost a full buy, but Icy is so far forward to try and get an opening frag out the gate. But whiffs against even an Owl Drone, and we'll have to back up for it. Now, Ghosty has a lot of room, thanks especially to the Toxic Screen and Poison Cloud. That's what you love to see about the attacking side. Now those utils don't have to be used reactively. Rather, Sago can engage with all that Viper util. I expect to see a lot more green on the battlefield, and I don't mean in that kill feed, but Smiley looking to prove me wrong, starting things off with a pick on a Ghosty.
So, if one player's not pushing, well, you've got another pushing, and that's the concerned Butler. Open and prod in the bet. Every which angle, Hunter's Fury coming through. Attempt here from Nisei. Try and get that initiator, break the ice, but nothing is going to be issued.
A little bit of damage there from Nisei, but might not prove to be enough. Odin another kill onto Sago back in Lamps, which means the B site pushes all that DePaul has left. And Nisei, but all has given himself away. Smiley right inside the nebula. Smiley didn't expect someone at such close proximity, but neither did Nisei or Jelly. Smiley now up to a 3K. Nest all alone in hookah. And the rest of Butler knows it. Free fire towards him, gonna go down in a flurry of bullets, but not finding anything along the way. Butler finding round 4 in a flawless fashion.
Nest is not going to be able to best the spray through hookah. So much wall penability of all of those walls, and yeah, this is just two ships in the night. Pass it. One ship does have the spotlight, though. That ship is going to be Smiley, spotting those two enemies and cutting them in their tracks as they go through grass. Back to the draw. It's a ults on the table. One apiece. Cosmic Divide does give DePaul the options here for the entry, but as you see it right now, low buy, triple spectre, couple of shorties, an eco for DePaul, so not really expected to see that Cosmic Divide.
Yeah, Paul, the poor guys, they put so much into that round, full buy along with the tour de force. They're just gonna try and cut Butler's eco down here because Butler has found so much momentum in this defensive half already, despite the fact that the game is tied. And DePaul, they've won a round out of these 4, but it just hasn't done enough. Butler, they've set up a cushion for themselves, and DePaul is gonna try and silence it as much as they can. Gonna start things off really well with 3 kills to their name. 4 is finding a final blow with a blast pack before everyone's gonna rotate over
the TP
to B-sided. Sako's waiting in TP, able to get a trade onto Smiley before Odin can find 1 kill, but can they find 2 others? Nisei is on low help, but the spike is down, and Jelly has the other sight line. Odin gonna start by watching the one with Jelly. They know it. They saw a scrap, but they don't know where the other is. Jelly sees them as well, but it's gonna take a lot of health for it. Odin now has more health than both of his opponents combined. Can they pick up the kill on it? All you need is one shot in a rifle round. And you're going to need to... Yeah, it's going to be really supplemental play from the two attackers here. They hear Odin. Can they finish the kill? Nisei can do some damage and play the distractor. Jelly is able to finish things off. DePaul, they will take their second round of the swap and maintain their lead. Butler still hasn't found it yet.
Indeed. A gift. Just soaking in everything we're seeing there, and I love it. I absolutely love it. DePaul, you give them nothing, and they will make it into something. Exactly what they did there. Had nothing to work with, and very little indeed, and they are going to salvage a round. 2 ults now. Tour de force, the Cosmic Divide for DePaul. With a full buy, well, towards your oyster, make it happen. Mind as well, that Cosmic Divide be so impactful. You want to like block off U-Haul, lamps, no problem. Showers gone, heaven gone. But I see he's looking to make an ice cold play here. Up close and personal. They're not going to check it. They're not going to check it.
I mean, that's exactly what you want to do when you're someone like Icy. Butler, they want to maintain their cushion and they want to play differently to do it. Need to tie up this round, and they know that DePaul is stacked up this time, and they want to take him by surprise so they can trade out evenly, consistently, and they've done that so far, and they're doing it again! Smiley going really forward onto the B long site, taking care of Jelly. Now it's 2 members stuck in short. One Nisei, one Nest. Nisei finding fours and lamps, and that opens things. Nest, another kill onto Odin, and A site is looking more and more for the taking. First, he checking the wrong corner, Nisei's got him, and now it's just down to the sky. Who was on the flank and now has to retreat again. Is going to rotate from the other side of DePaul just like that. Has switched things right back around and is about to get double digits.
This seems like Butler's round. This seems like Butler's round, but it's not at all. Because that's the last frag coming through from DePaul to win it all. They're taking it to double figures. It's 10-8.
Absolutely.
What a round. What an absolutely bizarre round. That looked like it was Butler's for sure.
And now this round probably isn't going to be Butler's, because now their eco is nearly in shambles. They're relegated to a hybrid savior. Icy can keep the rifle just because of how many credits they've built up. DePaul is sitting pretty on a full buy, as well as a showstopper, a tour de force, and a cosmic divide. I reckon we might see 1 or 2 of those here. We're getting close to the tail end of this matchup, and DePaul, they want to seal this round up as well. ASAP, Icy getting the first kill on a Ghosty and just avoiding the boom bot, is now on just a little bit of health, but there's that healer coming into play. The regrowth will top off the 2 defenders, one of them being Odin, and Odin going down to Sago. Now 4v4, Nisei looking around with the Owl Drone. Butler, they're playing things really tight. They know they're at the disadvantage, and they're working really well with it.
Got a bit of beef that I want to bring up with what I've been seeing here from the likes of Butler, but we'll come back to that very shortly. 4 versus 3, 2 ults still on the table for DePaul to see, and I'm a true believer. If you don't use it, you lose it. They've been holding onto these ults for a little bit now. Viper's Pit, the newest addition, and that is going to be added to this round as well. 4 versus 3, DePaul getting the crutch Viper's Pit out as well, and oh dear, Jelly's taken out right away.
That's a great reactive play there with a Hunter's Fury. You have a smaller pool that you know your opponents are going to be in for that little bit, and Forrest, great peek out on Nisei, had the support of the double flank, and now Sago is kind of in a bad place right now, because not only have you been found out, but you don't know whether to go in the Viper's Pit or not, because you just have so many surrounding you. Butler, now with a reversal of their own, making it 10-9.
So my beef, I'm going to get this out of the system real quick. Okay, so IC has been doing, I want to say, the best job in the entire server for the First Bloods. There is that First Blood. Banging, fantastic. Gets the rendezvous out of there. The problem is, for me, the risks, the re-engagements that Butler are taking. They've got to be really careful. This round, not really a fine example of that. The First Blood did work out for them. But we have seen time and time again, Butler getting the First Blood, but not able to capitalize on the round afterwards from taking too many risk plays after that. So what I'd love to see is another round of what we just saw there for Butler, where you get that First Blood, you rendezvous out and play reserve. Because truthfully, I don't think DePaul have a response for that.
Yeah, Butler, they've kept on moving in with that aggressive counter play. once they find the first pick, they see it as the signal to say, okay, this is where we need to fully engage, or else we're going to lose this opportunity. I don't think you're going to lose that opportunity at all. We've seen that DePaul slows down their play very quickly the second a tear forms. And Butler, they can absolutely take more advantage of that. But they'll work with what they've got, which is a trade to start things out. But Nisei's on fire right now in the tree room. Down to 7 health, but got 2 kills under their belt. And Nest also has a tour de force. This is just breakpoint after breakpoint for either side. The paint shells to scare the remaining defenders off after the plant comes. And this is so much time wasted against Butler.
Oh, through the smoke.
Wow.
That's a good advantage. That's something to get you back into the round. The guiding light comes through. The spray comes through as well. Smiley picks up another 1 and then 2. It's a 2 versus 2.
Seeker's out as well. Pick things up, and that's how they know that both of their opponents are a bit long gone. The Seeker gonna concuss for a moment here. Short sight. Now the defuse attempt through the Nebula. He's sticking with it. They're spraying through it. They're not gonna find Smiley in time. Butler clutches it out. Is able to defuse, tie things up yet again. 10-10. They lose everybody, but the damage is done, and the full buy is back online.
Oh my goodness. That's one way to take out a tour de force. That's one way to take out an Astra and a chamber. Just stick it.
Down to pennies worth of health as well. Smiley stuck with it, knowing that was the best and only option at that point. And it worked. It did the job. Round number 21. And we're back where we were at the very beginning. Except 3 rounds will net you your first map win. And 1/2 of your way to the finals of this Power Series bracket. So much on the line in both teams, looking stronger than ever as we see a full-fledged assault through A short.
If in doubt, stick that defuse out. Exactly what Butler are doing. Bad news for Butler at university. Like 3 ults on the table. The Cosmic Divide, the Showstopper both being activated as well. The Showstopper comes through. Rendezvous comes through as well. The saving grace here potentially for Butler.
Yeah, that was so wasted there. Ghosty saw a body, threw a Showstopper at it, but it was the wrong body. It was a Chambers body. And that's 2 kills as well. Force just on fire at this point with this raise. Snakebite along the toxic cloud. Gonna provide a little bit of space, but not enough for Saga to live through. Jelly's found 2 picks, but both the remaining attackers are on very low health. Jelly finding 3 now. Has to get 2 more, though. Gonna set up a star.
4
Has to look
bullets.
both directions here. Gravity well up. Can't reveal the position. There's another kill. Smiley going for the defusal. Jelly can rotate around. How wide will you swing? Knowing the bluff is still there. See Smiley, but Smiley can finish the kill off onto Jelly. And we'll get the defusal off. Butler, for the first time all game, is leading 11-10.
What a game. What a way to wake up. I didn't even need a coffee. I've got my caffeine infusion right here. Spray. I thought Jelly had that. I thought that was Jelly's dead to rights. So unfortunate. That wall bang must have just given an ear piercing to Smiley, but Smiley pulling through and pulls the whole team through to that winning position right now. Just 1 round. The full buys across the board, but look over to DePaul. Their money is not looking good right now. Saying that though, no, this is Butler.
Fumes to say the least. Nisei and Jelly. Not Phantoms or Vandals, but you're right, DePaul, they're doing so much, both of these teams are doing so much damage on either side that every fight is one that will drag everyone down to square one over and over and over again. It's like we're watching a new game of Valorant every single round. And it is so entertaining. Ghosty, already down to 8 health. Both of these duels, they're always so close. And it's just trade after trade after trade. But Butler is still winning things out for the moment. Jelly, pick with a Guardian on a Smiley. And that's 1/2 of B site opened up. And that's the other side. Hookah cleared up by Nisei and Sago. And it's only the Astra left in Odin. Coming around from shoulder. And it's going to be a tough fight to keep this lead yet again. DePaul, 3 members still alive. With the Recon Bolt, gonna make Odin wait for a moment. They have a relative awareness of where Odin may be, but they've all taken so much space. Look how far around Nisei is going to get a better angle here.
Odin clearing every single angle. Pretending this is just training, really. What you got to do, put yourself in the mindset. In comes the gravity well, in comes the spray through the wallbang of Hookah, and in comes the orb as well. It's looking all but done for poor Odin. Even an Odin wouldn't have been enough to get it done there. 11-11. We are one off of match point. But I'm going to give you the news flash. That's for both teams. Both teams are on the cusp of a victory or an L here for map number 1. And just to reiterate, this is the best of 3. There's still the potential of 2 more maps for this best of 3. And I tell you, Tenrek, I am having a blast. These teams are giving us such a show.
It's crazy though, but the difference between this difference is the economy of all things. Butler is looking much more worse for wear here. DePaul is going to force full here. Ghosty on the lights. And Butler, they've clutched out rounds like this before. But this is all pistols. They're going to dip everything into the OT commitment here. Unless they absolutely frag out from close quarters. Thirsty can't do it. Can Icy do it with the tour de force? Sees Saga, but doesn't take the shot. A lot of members assaulting from Hookah as well. Oh, Foos is getting so overwhelmed.
I'm just wondering if that potential of that tour de force gave a full sense of a full buy. I don't think it did, but you know what? It better feel like a full buy right now. 4 versus 1, 2 bullets to get it done here for Icy.
Let's have the Headhunter as well. He dipped everything into this round and has nothing to show for it. DePaul, 1 round away from sealing map 1 under their belt, but hey, Butler's 1 round away from no longer making it one round away.
That is... I'm still trying to fathom, still trying to process what we just saw. You are right. I respect the effort there from IC to whip out that tour de force, but there's nothing really gained from it. So that's such a kick to the stomach, kick to the groin, and one that you're just going to have to embrace and get over real quick. 3 seconds, this last round's hit. DePaul looking to take map number 1, to take it all. Butler. It's so much to stay relevant in this game. It's so unfortunate if they want to get this to OT.
2 pushing through showers to start things off. This is match point. The one
Odin
to make it work, but the full buy's back up for the defenders. And Odin finds the first kill. Opening frags, Butler has been so good at that. They just need to complete off it now. Nebula's down, Nisei, open season. Shock Dart finds Odin, a lot of damage there. Will it find it again? Odin backs up into the corner, has the space outside of meditation. Doesn't die for it. But regrowth is not close by enough to heal them up just yet. Still a 4v5. Ness now pushing through Hookah with the spike in hand. And Nisei can take care of Icy. 4v4 now. Butler has 3 ults available still, though.
Said Naisu Nisei would be a good one to say. False does pick it up as well, takes out Nisei. Speak the devil. 4 versus 3 spikes going down. It's actually going to go over on me as it will be. So down elbow is thirsty. 4 versus 3, Tenrek. Very important for Butler not to make any mistakes here. Just be very disciplined.
And all 3 outs are out simultaneously. Seeker, Showstopper, Cosmic Divide. Does anyone find anything? Smiley, with Seeker's help, finds 1. Jelly stuck behind the Divide in the tree room. Finds 1, but the shot will find some damage here. Sago's on the other end, though. Covers the other side. Force trades out. Jelly finds another kill. 1v1, but Odin's defusing. Jelly finds the kill, though. And it's DePaul sealing map 1 away by the skin of their teeth. 13-11.
What a game. I would not want this series, this best of 3 for the semis, to start off in any other fashion. 13-11. Thirsty taking first place of the entire server with 21 frags. But look at that. How often do you get to commentate a Sova and a Sova at the top of the scoreboard? That is EGF. That is some great Valorant right there.
And what a checkerboard we see between all the players. Every single member of either of these rosters brought their A game and had their moment to shine. You could talk about any of these players and immediately remember a moment from a game this exciting. Will we see another one in map number 2 when we head to Ascent? Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.